Whoa! TV timeout.
30 seconds.
What have you been watching lately, Dan?
Recently, I'm watching Falling Skies on TNT. Very good show.
Yeah.
And I just started season 1 of Strike Back on Cinemax.
Okay. So, I've wanted to watch Falling Skies since the first preview. I remember last year when it first came out, and there was a preview for it like 9 months before the first episode ever came out. And they had a commercial on for it like at every event. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a great show, great show. And then by the time it actually started, I just forgot about it and didn't start watching it.
I think it's one of the best shows on television.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it from the preview.
It's, Steven Spielberg helps out with the show, so, it's got that high quality. It's good science fiction. It's Earth gets invaded by aliens, and the human race basically gets their asses kicked.
Okay.
And it's the story of this small group of resistance that are just trying to survive and make it with these overpowering aliens around. It's it's got good science fiction, it's got really good characters and a really good storyline. I think it hits all those levels of what you need in good TV.
Cool.
What about you? What are you watching now?
I mean, I cleared out my DVR because it was so full I couldn't even record anything else. But mainly I've been watching Burn Notice.
Okay.
It's my favorite show on TV.
Fantastic show.
Amazing show.
I watched all the Burn Notice Netflix let me.
Yes.
But with this new season, I missed the first episode and I couldn't.
The new season's a little weird. It's a little different.
Okay.
I think they tried to make it different, but I think now they're going back to their Michael Weston, someone, he needs to do a job.
Okay.
And you need to complete this job by the end of the show. Like in the first couple episodes of the season, it was like, of this season, it was more of like a continuous storyline, like one storyline through multiple episodes, which is it's never really been like that before. Mostly it's been like each episode is, there is an overall theme, but each episode is its own job.
Sure.
But they've kind of been extending it, trying to add a little more drama, I think.
Okay. Because I remember in previous seasons, it almost had like a comical feel to it at times.
Well, it still does.
You have
Sam Axe.
the great Bruce Campbell. I salute you. Salute you, Bruce Campbell.
I was gonna wear my Sam Axe shirt tonight for our first.
We'll have a Bruce Campbell Sam Axe attire show
but this shirt has meaning for tonight too.
Of course
Yeah.
we'll get to that later. But this guy who hits on old rich women, drinks beer constantly, yet at the same time he's this Navy SEAL.
Right.
So it's fantastic. I want to be that character. You can be Michael Weston, Sam Axe every time.
Maybe Halloween. You never know.
You never know. Halloween is a couple months away.
So that's what I've been watching. And, watching this show and watching all these other shows on... actually, I've been catching a lot of the TBS shows, like White Collar.
I've seen it.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Like, they have all these reruns on all the time. And it got me thinking, like, all these shows are really good, and they're spitting them out so fast now. And they really seem like to have a formula down almost. And it seems to work for most shows. But it kind of got me thinking, like, I personally have been watching more shows on the cable channels, TBS, TNT, FX. FX has that new lineup of all those comedies.
Right. Wilfred, which is hilarious.
Really?
Oh my God!
So.
There's some episodes I
it's too dry for me. I think. God. I don't know.
Louis on that.
Louis.
Some episodes.
The new Charlie Sheen one is actually.
I haven't
good
seen
too.
that yet.
I actually enjoy that.
They're again. It's all on the DVR. If there's anything you guys recommend, post it and we'll turn it on to our DVRs.
So, what do you think? Do you think that those, you think more people are starting to lean towards those cable channels as opposed to the ABCs, the CBSs?
Well, I think the major thing that helps those cable channels is they can get away with a little bit more.
Definitely.
They can show a bloody guy at a murder scene. They can have, in Wilfred, the main characters smoking out of a bomb, and I think that reaches a wider audience. People are staying up later watching these things. recording it to their DVRs.
Also a younger audience.
Right. Whereas I think these broadcast ones are trying to, still keep things cleaner. There are some, action and adventure things, but just not on the same level.
Well, it seems more like, I mean, there are always the staple shows like CSI.
Right.
And those are going to be there forever because, I mean, a lot of older people watch them.
I don't know where they keep coming up with these crimes. Like, you mean to tell me they've never repeated a gunshot wound? Like, that's ridiculous. I look at Law and Order. There's 7 different Law and Orders.
Right.
There's one for, criminal intent. There's, special victims unit. It's like, they're all really good. The Law and Order is just, it's one of those shows that, changed television.
Yeah.
And, it's like, where do they keep writing this stuff? You got to credit to these writers and things like that.
But it seems to me like it's either that type of show that's been on forever or a reality show.
Ugh.
And that's it with the network channels.
Right.
That's all I really get from them.
You know what I think the show that ruined network reality wise is Survivor.
No, I love the show.
I
It's one of my
guilty pleasures.
Yes.
I just think that show brought reality TV into
it was the original.
So
I don't think you could blame it for being first of its kind. It's all these others that are like half-assed that are
right, like Jersey Shore.
Well, that's not even a network channel.
Yeah, but still,
that's cable.
That's
against my.
I always feel reality's got. It's not reality. It's very staged. Like, you're looking at these 2 people arguing in this, ridiculous beach house or wherever they are. But what you don't see is there's 5 cameramen. There's probably 20 crew behind that, and there's producers and a director. So one of them's got to be like, call her a whore. Call her a whore. That'll be a good fight. And things like that. I just feel it's very, very staged.
I think a lot of the cable networks are coming up with very original ideas, and that's why. And all the network channels are just kind of redoing the same.
TV Timeout. If you haven't watched it, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Network channel show. It is fantastic. Could be the greatest 4 seasons of television I've ever watched. Highly, highly recommend it. My goal before we call it a day on this, new podcast is to get him to watch and admit Battlestar Galactica is fantastic.
I'm sure I'll admit it once I watch it.
God, just watch it. I have the whole series on DVD, and I've given it to you.
I watch Falling Sky too.
I'm telling you, Battlestar Galactica. It's more than just terrible science fiction.
All right.